Welcome to Classic Game Room, where you know I love 70s and 80s cop shows, but what about video games based on 70s and 80s cop shows like Starsky and Hutch for the Game Boy Advance? A game that should be arrested for being terrible. Oh yeah, step back to the 70s with Starsky and Hutch on your Game Boy Advance. Wow. Wow, your eyes don't deceive you. This game is awful. I've played many a bad game in my day, but few as abysmal as this. For those who don't know, Starsky and Hutch is a mid-70s action crime drama that was later remade as a 2004 movie with Snoop Dogg and Ben Stiller. This 2003 release for the Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube was no doubt meant to coincide with the theatrical release, and I can't speak for the other versions of the game, but the Game Boy Advance version is truly horrific beyond imagination. It's like a really bad licensed ripoff of Driver or the car chase scenes in Grand Theft Auto, featuring the famous Gran Torino from the television series. Kind of like Dukes of Hazzard or Knight Rider, the show is probably most famous for the iconic car, but from what I remember back in the day, the show was quite good. Sadly, this isn't. For starters, it's pretty much unplayable. You cannot control the car, which is a major problem for a driving game. And in missions where you're supposed to chase down bad guys and ram their cars into walls, when you can't see where you're going or control the direction that you're driving, it just gets frustrating and you'll quickly wish you had never played it. While the Nintendo Game Boy Advance is a terrific handheld and has a wonderful catalog of games, it was a dumping ground for half-assed versions of larger titles from the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. And this definitely feels like that. Oh, we're contractually obligated to make a Game Boy Advance version too. Well, just put $25 towards that and make this. Bad controls, it looks terrible, and this is just an insult to the TV series. They should have made a game like this based off of Murder, She Wrote or something. Honestly, friends, if I could find them, I would hire the A-Team and have this game assassinated. It's terrible. And I want my $2 back. I bought this game a couple of years ago and finally decided to play it on the train. My time would have been better spent picking my nose, which has superior controls and graphics. So, I think you can guess where I'm going with this one. Just avoid Starsky and Hutch on the Game Boy Advance. Not because it doesn't feature an El Camino, which it certainly should, but because even if it did, it would still suck.